everybody? BAMA&BOWSE back, and we're about to break down the Big 12 Conference. What we have for you today is going to be a breakdown of who wins the conference. We're going to give out over and under season wins, and let's get started. First team today, we have the Baylor Bears. They lost Matt Rule to the NFL, but they will be bringing back 7 starters on offense and 2 on defense. So they're going to have to lean a little bit on their offense this year. Bowles, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? We got Matt Rule leaving to go to the Carolina Panthers, and we have Dave Aranda stepping in, LSU defensive coordinator, and I'm pretty excited to see what this guy can step in and do with this roster that he has coming in. He's going to get Charlie Brewer back. It's pretty exciting. Still getting his running backs back. They lost Denzel Mims. They got to replace him. But other than that, they could do something this year. Charlie Brewer, new head coach, maybe get defensive minded. Hey, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they open up with Ole Miss. I mean, that's a 50-50 game right now.
Good game.
Right now, I'll probably lean Ole Miss, so let's give them a loss there. Kansas, I mean, they'll probably win that one. You got a gimme game.
Yeah, unless Puka shows up.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech. Yeah, we'll give them that. Right now, I got them at 3-1 going into Oklahoma.
Ooh.
3-2 after Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But they get a bye week for Texas Tech, so we'll give them 4-2. What do you think against TCU at 4-2? What do you think happens there?
Oh, Baylor. I think Baylor's gonna. What's that? Fifth or sixth game into the season? Yeah, I think they'll have things rolling by then. They still got Charlie Brewer coming back, baby.
5-2. Then you go into you're at Texas. That's probably 5-3. Then you play Ohio State. 5-4.
Ooh, yeah, I think so, man.
At Iowa State too. That's 5-5.
Late in the season. Late in the season, you want to go there? Yikes.
Yeah. 5-5. Maybe get a win against West Virginia on the road.
West Virginia. Oh, no, West Virginia's going to be tough, man. I think they're going to have a really good defense this year, but we'll get to that later.
6-5 maybe, or against Kansas State. You're looking at probably 6-6. So let's look at the win totals for this team. And let's see. Baylor has 7.5.
Ooh.
I'm going under. What do you think, based off that schedule?
Oh man, they can beat They can beat Kansas State. That give them 7. Mm-hmm. They got a couple other close games. 7.5 Baylor Bears. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go under here. I'm gonna go under cautiously.
Yeah, I think it just comes down. I mean, if they win that first game against Ole Miss, I mean that's just what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of close games.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's move on to Iowa State. All right, Iowa State. They return 5 starters on offense and 8 on defense. They got quarterback Brock Purdy back with their running back Breece Hall. This could be a pretty good sleeper team in the Big 12. What's your thoughts, Bauer?
Yeah, one thing about Iowa State is head coach Matt Campbell, he has these guys ready to get into dogfights, right? Okay, when you talk about Iowa State last year, when you talk about they had 6 losses, okay, 5 of them came by 10 points or less. I mean, a lot of these were one possession ball games. As you noted, Brock Purdy and Breece Hall coming back. That's going to be huge for their offense. Purdy's losing his top 2 wide receivers. However, he is getting his tight end back, so I'm pretty excited to see what Brock Purdy can do again. But I think Brock Purdy is a hell of a quarterback.
Yes, sir. Well, let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they open with South Dakota. I mean, that's a win. At Iowa. At Iowa, man, that's an early one, man. That's a team, and Iowa's always a good coach team. Man,
yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be a good one, but
I'm gonna be honest. I'm taking the Cyclones in Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, We'll see, man.
in Iowa.
Those games always are very crazy. But I mean, I lean Iowa State too. So they got 2-0. UNLV, we'll give them the win against UNLV. 3-0 going into Texas Tech.
Don't hate on my running Rebels, man.
3-0, 4-0 after Texas Tech. We'll give them that. Kansas has improved, but I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think they're going to have the defense. I think they'll be able to kind of slow down Puka in that game, and that'll cause Kansas.
Yeah. So 5-0 going into Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State. So I'm going to let you do the pick on this one. What are you saying? 5-0 at 5-0, are they going to be 6-0 or 5-1 after Oklahoma State?
You did say at Oklahoma State, right?
Mm-hmm. Tough place to play.
And I think Oklahoma State's offense is going to be very nice this year. I got Oklahoma State taking that game.
Okay, 5-1 going, and then after that game, I mean, they get Oklahoma the next week. So 5.
Oh, it doesn't get any easier. 5-1 goes to 5-2 in my book.
All right, I agree with you 100% on that. Then they got off week, then Kansas State. So we'll give them after the bye week. I mean, they should go in. It'll be a short week though. They play on October 29th. I mean, that's like a Thursday game. But I'll give them that 6-2 going into TCU. Probably 7-2. Would you say?
Yeah, possibly.
Going into Baylor, I say they beat Baylor 8-2
at
Texas. Now this is gonna be that should be an interesting game.
Yeah, at Texas, hook 'em horns, definitely. Man, that's a tough one, but Hellinger.
Then West Virginia, the end of year, 9-3 is what I got them at. I mean, do you agree?
I think that I do agree, but I will say, I think that West Virginia game could be a dogfight.
Oh yeah,
it was. Dogfight.
I agree.
But let's move on.
Let's look at the win total. We had them at 9 wins? 7.5. 7.5 was the over, so I'm going over.
Yeah, I too. I'll take that over. I'm a big Matt Campbell guy. I like these guys. I think they're going to have a hell of a team this year, and they're definitely not going to lay down and die. So that's one thing I really like about these guys.
Good coach team. All right, let's move on to Kansas. Man, Les Miles, second year. He brings back 7 starters on offense, including running back Puka Williams. And, they got 2 top 10 receivers back in Andrew Parchment and Stephen Robinson. But, they got a couple holes to fill in the offensive line. But, this should be an interesting year for Kansas. What do you think, Bowes?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've mentioned a few times in this video already, I'm super excited to watch Puka Williams this year. Had a big year last year. The guy's an exciting running back. Runs the ball very well. They got a real good one there. Les Miles has a great one there in Lawrence, Kansas. Man, he's gonna have to. Puka Williams, he's gonna have to come in and work his tail off this year. I think he's gonna have to be the workhorse of that offense. So we'll see. They're gonna go as far as Puka Williams takes them.
I agree 100%. Let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they open up with New Hampshire. I mean, that's a gimme game. I mean, you got at Baylor. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I probably right now, if I had to pick, I'd probably say they lose that game. So 1-1.
Yeah, I would go Baylor for sure.
You got to look at the Boston College. I mean, I don't really know much about Boston College, but
they lost quite a bit. I don't think they'll be too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2-1. At Coastal Carolina, that's probably 3-1. Even though Coastal Carolina is pretty tough normally.
Well, and remember who beat them last year. This is good. That's a revenge game for Kansas. They lost to Coastal Carolina last year.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Then you got, I say 3-1 going into Iowa State. Probably pencil in a
Right.
loss there, right? 3-2.
Yeah.
At Kansas State. I mean, it's at Kansas State, so probably 3-3. I mean, what do you think? They beat
Yeah, I think they'll drop that game to Kansas State.
3-3. Then you got Oklahoma State. That's 3-4. At West Virginia.
Ooh, yeah, I think they're going to have a tough environment to play this year, man. I'm pretty excited to see West Virginia play some football.
Well, 3-5. They dropped that game to West Virginia, and then they got an off week before Texas. And
no way.
Hey man, they gave Texas a run for their money last year, but I don't see it this year. Texas had a lot of injuries going into that game.
Mark, listen, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, it's not.
3-5, so 3-6. Then at Texas Tech, I mean, they got to win somewhere around there. 4-6. Going into Oklahoma, man, I think Oklahoma ends their hopes of going to a bowl game. 4-7. Then you got TCU, probably 4-8 at 4-8. You know, they got a couple 50-50 games in there, but let's look at the totals for this. And
it'll be 5 minutes. 5.5.
3.5.
3.5.
That's about right. So I mean,
yeah, that's about right.
I'm gonna go.
Wow.
I'm gonna go over.
You know what? I am too, because I'm such a fan of Puka Williams and watching that young man play football. Give me Puka Williams in the over 3.5 wins for the Kansas Jayhawks.
All right. Well, next team we got is Kansas State. Kansas State returns 8 starters, 2 on offense, 6 on defense. They bring back 3 first-team All Big 12 picks, and one being offensive guard Josh Revius, and they're led on and Nick Lenners, a first-team All-American, first-team All Big 12 fullback, and you know, pretty big. I mean, I see them being a middle-of-the-pack team. They might beat somebody big time like last year, like when they played Oklahoma, but I don't see them competing for a Big 12 championship. What about you, Bowse?
You know, don't sleep on Kansas State. And let me tell you why. They're bringing back their quarterback, Skylar Thompson. Okay, and that's very important. But what's even more important is this team was great defensively last year, and it's going to be great this year. Mm-hmm. And that's a dangerous combination. When you got a solid veteran quarterback, a good defense, solid head coach. You know, there's a lot of games that might be close if they're going to get to go their way. So we'll see. We'll see with Kansas State.
Okay. Let's take a look at their schedule. All right. Week 1, they play Buffalo. Buffalo's normally, I mean, pretty tough team but, I mean, I still think they'll still win that game. Then they play North Dakota. I mean, that's probably a win. Vanderbilt. I mean,
no, Kansas State.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3-0 probably to start the year. I mean, that's not pretty bad. But then they got to go at West Virginia. What are you thinking there?
Oh, that's going to be a tough defensive game, and I think that's a game where Skylar Thompson is going to come out and lead them to a victory on the road. 4-0.
Go 4-0 going into Texas.
Hey, you know, Bama. You know what's funny too is I'm just thinking this off the top of my head, but I'm wondering. I can't wait to listen back to this video because I'm wondering if when we're doing the individual team previews, if when we're going through the schedules, if I'm picking opposite teams sometimes because I'm talking about that team. So I'm pretty excited to hear my recency bias if I have any.
We'll see. 4-0 going into Texas, and they're at home. Who wins the game?
Ooh. Talk about a game that could really make Skylar Thompson show out. But Texas with all their talent they're returning. I think that'll be a game that they're going to win.
I agree 100%. Then they got Kansas 4-1. That's probably a win. 5-1
Yeah, for sure.
at TCU.
Kansas State.
See, I mean, I'll say 6-1, but I mean that one's one where I say, TCU could win that one. I mean that's 50-50 game, but we'll say what is it, 6-1?
Yep, 6-1.
Then they get an off week going into Iowa State. I mean, they might catch Iowa State at a good time, but
yeah, they could.
But
that'll be one of them slobber knockers. That's what that's going to be.
I'll say Iowa State gets them though, 6-2. Going into Texas, they'll beat Texas Tech 7-2. Playing at Oklahoma, that's 7-3 right there. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Then Oklahoma, man, they imagine playing these teams back to back. You got Oklahoma State, that's 7-4.
Yeah, I agree.
Then Baylor at Baylor,
they'll beat them. I think they're going to beat Baylor.
That'd be 8-4. Let's look at the totals.
Their total will probably be what, 7.5?
Their total is 6.5.
6.5. Okay. Oh, we said 8. Yeah, then I'm going to go ahead and stick with the over then.
Yeah, over's probably a good play on that. I mean, a couple 50-50 games, but I mean, I'd go over.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Bows. Got a quick question for you.
What's going on?
Can you name the team that's won the conference the last 5 years?
Ooh, the last 5 years?
The last 5 years.
Have they made any playoff appearances?
They've made a couple.
They got any quarterbacks drafted to the I don't know, the Cardinals or the Browns?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mark, are we talking about the Oklahoma Sooners?
Yes, we are. 5 years in a row, they've been the Big 12 champs. They returned all 5 starting offensive linemen. They have 8 starters total on offense coming back, 8 on defense. They have a returning starter at running back, fullback, and wide receiver. Here's the thing, though. They have 5-star Spencer Rattler. He couldn't quite edge out Jalen Hurts last year for the starting job, but he's going to be a more polished passer than Jalen Hurts. He's going to be able to utilize their weapons. I see them putting up big numbers. With an improved defense this year, too. From last year, their defense would be better than last year, but it was improved last year. I expect big things out of Oklahoma. You got anything you want to add, Bells?
Yeah, I mean, what else do you got to say? It's Lincoln Riley. He's back. He's a monster. He's a winner. I'm excited to see these guys play. Like you said, Spencer Rattler's going to be exciting. Probably, I mean, would you say they're the best offensive line in college football? They're at least top 5 if they're not number 1.
It's up there. I mean, it's definitely top 5.
Great top 5, but yeah, my key for this team though is, you mentioned it earlier, Alex Grinch, defensive coordinator, improved their numbers dramatically last year, and look for them to continue to improve those numbers this year.
I agree 100%. Let's take a look at the schedule though. I mean, they open with Missouri State. I mean, that's a win. Tennessee, I mean, they got
Tennessee's going to be tough.
They're going to be a tough, but I mean, I just think there's too much offense.
Oklahoma.
Too much offense, man. I agree 100%. Too much offense for Tennessee. Tennessee is trending upwards, though, with the recruiting and everything, but, man, they're not going to be able to stop. If this Spencer Rattler kid's even half as good as they say, they're going to put up at least 30, 40 on them. Then you get an off week going into Army. I mean, I think they got a wake up call last time against Army. They couldn't really. They went in overtime with.
Hey, I respect the troops. I love them.
Off week though to prepare to.
But Lincoln Riley's gonna come kick their asses.
Yeah,
that's plain and simple, baby.
That's a important bye week right there. Then you get Baylor. That's a win. Texas gonna be
going in.
an interesting game, but
Yeah, it is. That you might as well say that's it. Like those are the two best teams, right?
them are we got Oklahoma State too. They're,
Yeah, them Oklahoma State's gonna be dogs.
yeah, but I'll give them the win against Texas. There, I'm just until I see Texas actually come out and do what they're supposed to. I mean, in a season, I think Oklahoma gets them. Then they got to go at Iowa State. That's gonna be a tough one coming after Oklahoma. I mean, after Texas. I mean, that's gonna be a tough game because is there a letdown right there? What do you think, Bows?
I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
Well,
Love that offensive line.
that'd be 6-0. Then you got Oklahoma State right after Iowa State. Man, that's tough. That's a tough 3-game stretch there. I mean, I feel like one of those teams might get them because they always lose one game they're not supposed to. But I'm just gonna say they beat Oklahoma State though, man. I really do think this Rattler kid's the truth, man, and I think their defense will be improved. You got at TCU, that's a win. West Virginia win, Kansas State win, Kansas win, and then Texas Tech win. They get through that 3-game stretch, man. You'd be looking at an undefeated Oklahoma team coming out of the Big 12. Let's look at their win total projection.
Automatically, I guess we're gonna have to go over, right?
9.5. I mean, that's easy over, man. Like that's too low, man. That's easy money. But the over's minus 200 though, too though. I mean, so I mean they
guys, and please remember, please gamble responsibly. That's it. Go on.
All right, well, let's move on to Oklahoma State. All right, Oklahoma State. This might be Mike Gundy's best team in years, man. They bring back Spencer Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, Tylan Wallace. Best trio definitely in the Big 12 by far. But I mean, they have 10 starters on defense back, but their defense was lousy last year. But 10 starters back, I mean, they got to be somewhat improved, you know? What do you say, Bob?
Yeah. Chuba Howard's my guy. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you guys want a free season-long prop bet, if you're into that kind of long-term investment, I think Chuba Howard could be your 2020, 2021, whatever year it is, I guess, 2020 Heisman. I really think so. The kid's that good. He puts up great numbers. Their offense is going to be on fire this year. I love Chuba Howard, Tyler Wallace, nasty. I love Spencer Sanders, their quarterback. I think they're going to be a pretty fun group to watch this year on offense.
I like to add to that prop bet too. If you're not going to pick an Oklahoma player, then definitely if you want to go with Oklahoma, I mean the next best player's got to be Chuba Howard. I agree. I heard Chuba Hubbard. My fault. I didn't mean to say Howard. But yeah, if you're not going to pick the Oklahoma quarterback to win it, you got to go with him. But let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, Oklahoma State opens with Oregon State. I mean, that should be a win. Tulsa, man. What do you think, Bowles, on that one?
Oh, I got Oklahoma State.
All right, that's 2-0. Western Illinois, that should be a win. Off week for TCU. They'll beat TCU. They'll be 4-0. Iowa State,
give me Oklahoma State.
Should win that 5-0. At Kansas, should win that 6-0, unless there's a look ahead to Oklahoma. But I got them 6-0 going into Oklahoma, and I got them losing their first game to Oklahoma. That'd be 6-1. Then they got a stretch where they play Texas Tech, Baylor, West Virginia, and Kansas State. They should be 10-1 going into Texas on a Friday night, and that should decide who goes on to the Big 12 championship. Who do you like in that game?
Ooh, if you're putting those parameters on it, you're giving me Texas, Oklahoma State, Big Ten to go to the big game. Where's the game being played?
Oklahoma State and Stillwater.
Oklahoma State. is going to paint Stillwater orange and black and white that night because they are going to run rampant on Texas's defense. Chuba Howard is going to eat them alive. Oklahoma State wins.
I'll leave your prediction out there for now because I don't really want to give away my one of my teams in the Big 12. Oh, because I already gave away pretty much Oklahoma, Big 12. But I'll say 11-1, 10-2 for the win total there, and let's look at the win total.
I can't be higher than freaking Oklahoma's, right? It has to be under 9, right?
8.5.
8.5. Okay. Yeah, give me the over on that.
And it's plus 110 for the over.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
All right, let's move on to TCU. Okay, TCU.
Go ahead, Bamba.
TCU has 5 starters returning on offense, 7 on defense. Defense is they're always going to have a stout defense. But I think they'll go. But I think they'll go as far as Max Duggan takes them. Quarterback Max Duggan had a fantastic year last year, so we'll see what happens there. But just go as far as he will take them. What's your thoughts on that, Bowse?
Yeah, Gary Patterson, fantastic coach, veteran coach. Let's see where Max Duggan can go in this year. See how much he's improved. They kind of replaced their running backs and their best receiver, but let's see. Are they gonna reload, or are they gonna be a doormat for these teams? I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at their schedule though. See what they got. They open up with California. I mean, that's gonna be a tough one there.
Yeah, give me. Can I say their name? Give me TCU all day.
Yeah, I think Gary Patterson better. I mean, I do like Cal's coach though, but I mean, I think he's the better.
I agree.
They play the Panthers next. Prairie View Panthers, that is. Not, that would have been a bad thing. They got the Panthers on the schedule. But 2-0 going in an off week. Then you get SMU. SMU high-powered offense. I mean, that'd be interesting going against Gary Patterson's defense.
It will.
What say you on that game? They're at SMU too.
Yeah, give me their defense.
Okay, so you got them.
Give me their defense. Give me TCU. Yes.
You got them 3-0 going into Oklahoma State. And they come out of Oklahoma State with a
loss.
3. So they're 3-1 going into West Virginia. At West Virginia.
Ooh, loss.
3-2 going into Kansas State.
Loss.
3-3 going into at Baylor.
Yeah, that's going to be another loss.
3-4 going into Oklahoma.
You might as well just mark that.
3-5 going into Iowa State.
Gosh darn, they're going to lose again.
3-6 going into at Texas.
Oh, they're going to lose 7 in a row. Is that what I'm hearing?
3-7 going into Texas Tech.
I don't even know. Yeah. Oh, do they even pull off Texas Tech?
I don't know, man. I mean, they got to get a win somewhere, though.
You know what? I think they're riding that L train, man. I think they're going to lose to Tech.
3-8 going into Kansas. At Kansas.
I think they break free at Kansas.
So 4-8. All right, let's look at their win total for the year. 4-8. This has got to be an under, right?
Yeah, they'll probably have them at something stupid like. I'll probably be at what, 5? What?
And the over is -120. Which, I mean, that's basically, you got -110 for the under, so.
Yeah, give me the under.
I agree 100%. I mean, 100% on that. Okay, let's move on to Texas. Man, what can I say about the 2019 Texas team? Looked so strong after playing LSU, and they just fell off. They just got so many injuries, man, from the start. I mean, they bring back 7 starters on offense, including their quarterback Sam Ehlinger, and 9 on defense. I mean, they have a very strong running game, and they have a very stout offensive line. What's your thoughts on that, Bows?
This year, I wouldn't say he's necessarily lived up to his expectations there yet, but I think definitely a place like Texas, the mecca of college football, this guy could really change all the. You got a new play caller and Matt Urich who's coming in. He inherits Sam Ehlinger, and that's nice, but we got to remember he is losing 2 nice receivers in 6'6" Colin Johnson and Devin Duvernay, who just was an animal last year. So
like to touch
yeah,
on that
ahead.
too. They bring in a new defense coordinator in Chris Ash. I mean, we'll see what happens because they're been having problems on the defensive side of the ball. But let's get to the schedule. And as you can see, man, they open with USF. I mean, that's not a gimme game. I mean, but they
not a gimme, but they're gonna gimme that. Get what I'm saying? They're gonna win.
They go at LSU week 2. Now that game's gonna define their season right there. I mean, that's a tough place to play. LSU lost a lot. Who you going with on that one?
Man, give me LSU. Wow, week 2. You know what? Tom Herman. He's gonna play underdog role. He is the underdog. You got to roll Tommy H sometimes, baby. Roll with the Longhorns.
Okay. I mean, I'm leaning. If I had to pick right now, I'd say Texas, but still, tough place to play at, man, at night. And I imagine that's gonna be a night game. But
yeah, I agree.
2-0. Then they get a gimme game next, 3-0. Then they get an off week for Kansas State. They'll be prepared for Kansas State. I say 4-0 going in Oklahoma. Wouldn't you say that?
I agree.
And right now, I say Oklahoma beats them. So 4-1. Then you got West Virginia. I mean, they beat West Virginia, Texas Tech, Baylor, Kansas. That I got them at 8-1. Going into TCU, they beat TCU, right? That'd be 9-1. Oklahoma State. Yeah. Oklahoma State's gonna be their season. 9-1 going into Oklahoma State.
Hey, and what did we just say about Oklahoma State? I'm pretty sure we just said they were 9-1 heading into that game.
Or 10-1.
Their loss.
10-1. My fault.
10-1.
Yeah.
10-1, and their loss was to Oklahoma. So I'm sticking with it, man. I still think they're going to lose that game with Trevor Howard.
Yeah, I'd say that, man, just because it's a tough place to play at. I think there's a stat out there that Texas hasn't won in Stillwater in I forget how many years or something. It's like there's something against the number. It's been a long time since they won there. So I mean, I agree 100% though, man. I think Oklahoma State right now, I'm leaning towards Texas just being 10-2. Let's look at the over under. And we got 8.5 for 8.5 for Texas. So basically, I mean, that's an over.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah. Yeah, give me the over as well.
Okay, we got Texas Tech up next, and Texas Tech, they bring back quarterback Alan Bowman. I mean, they got 6 starters total on offense, 8 back on defense. I mean, this would be a middle-of-the-pack team, in my opinion. I mean, they'll be trying to be just bowl eligible, in my opinion. I mean, but that's pretty much my thoughts on that. What do you think about
Who are we on again, Mark?
Texas Tech.
Texas freaking Tech. You know what? I'll be honest with you. they might not. They're going to be a fence team, I think. But I'm a sucker for. I fall in love with certain players. Man, I really like quarterback Alan Bowman. I really like this kid. He's returning 3 of his wide receivers. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because I want to see Texas Tech get back some glory. I want to see him lead a nice offense this year.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at their schedule. They open up with the Miners, the UTEP Miners. I mean, that's a win there in my opinion. You get
Oh
Alabama
yeah,
State Hornets next. I mean, let's
um,
be honest, the damn Hornets ain't beating them.
no.
Uh, Arizona Wildcats. Now that is an interesting game.
Ooh, interesting. Maybe to you, not to me. Give me Alan Bowman with the W.
Okay. 3-0 going into Iowa State. At Iowa State,
Oh, yeah.
3-1. After that game, then you got West Virginia. Probably,
Yeah, I'm going to go West Virginia there.
yeah. So 3-2 going into a bye week. Then they come off the bye week and play Baylor. I mean, that's probably a loss
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, that could be a loss, I think.
Then 3-3 going into Texas.
A loss.
3-4 going into Oklahoma State. It's 3-5 after that game. Kansas State toss-up game.
Yeah, but give me Kansas State for sure.
3-6 going into Kansas now.
Oh, they beat Kansas, so.
4-6 going into TCU.
You know what? Give me Texas Tech over TCU.
That's 5-6.
5-6.
So BAMA&BOWSE, did they become bowl eligible against Oklahoma? They're at 5 and
Oh,
6.
ooh. That's a big fat no.
So 5-7. All right, let's look at some
Correct.
win totals. And for the win totals for Texas Tech, man, it is at 5.5.
Ooh.
Slide under there. So that's when it comes down to one of those 50-50 games.
Oh, I
Man,
love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, give me the under. I'm gonna no. You said 5.5.
mm-hmm.
Alan Bowman is getting them to a bowl game over.
Okay, well, I mean, something's got to happen there since we projected 5-7, though. I mean, they win one of those 50-50 games. Oh, man. All right, last team, we got West Virginia. They bring back 7 starters on offense, 5 on defense. Austin Kendall's back. I mean, I think their goal is just to improve and just become bowl eligible this year, in my opinion. What's your thoughts, Bowles?
Yeah, they lost quite a bit, but hey, they still got Darius and Dante Stills down there in the trenches. All right, and Tyke Smith and Kerry Martin return to the secondary. Let's see it. Let's see it. And they did. I'm kind of excited to see Bama. Coincidentally, they do have a transfer player from Alabama. I'm excited to see Vandarius Cohen play. He was injured last year, but he could be a good linebacker. And they only gave up 19 points a game in Big 12 contests. They're going to be a stingy defense. So as long as Jared Day can pick it up and improve, they're going to be fine. I think they're going to be fine. I think they're going to have a tough environment to play this year. Nasty D line though. Neil
Okay.
Brown's going to lead them to where they need to go.
Having said that, though, let's take a look at their schedule. They open with Florida State in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Listen, I am a sucker for Florida State, and they always burn me every single time, and I just don't care how many times they hurt me anymore. Give me Florida State.
I agree 100%, even though we don't know exactly what's going on with their program right now. But
Yeah.
I say Florida State wins that game. Going into Eastern Kentucky. I mean, they bounced back against Eastern Kentucky. That's 1-1. Going into Maryland now. Oh man, I'd say
Now,
Maryland gets them, man. I say Maryland beats
I,
them 1-2.
yeah, I can see that.
Maryland's a team on the rise, man. 1-2 after Maryland. Kansas State. Did they get by Kansas State?
I think they do. I think they do not. I'm sorry. I think they do not. I got Kansas State.
1-3 going into Texas Tech.
Yeah, they're gonna beat Texas Tech. Oh, yes, they are.
It's at Texas Tech, but I agree with you. 2-3 going into TCU.
They'll beat them.
3-3
Yeah,
going into Texas.
loss.
3-4 after Texas going into Kansas.
They'll win. They're gonna beat them. They're gonna be able to shut. I think they're gonna shut down the little Puka.
So what we got? 4-4. Yep, 4-4 after a bye week going into Oklahoma. Oh man, they have a tough 3 out of 4 games here. I say they
Good
lose
boy.
Oklahoma 4-5. Then they go to Oklahoma State next week. The next week, that's 4-6.
Lose.
Baylor after Oklahoma State.
Ooh, this could be one that West Virginia sneaks out. Give me the Mountaineers.
They got to if they want to be bold. Well, 5-6 going into Iowa State on a Friday night.
Ooh, that's gonna be one of those hell games, man. I gotta take Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm. So 5-7. Let's look at the projected win totals here. And they are at 5.5.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the under then.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man, with that under. Well, there we have it. There's the over/under projection for the whole season for every team. Now let's preview our who we got in the Big 12 championship, and let's make a prediction. For me, I have Oklahoma playing Texas in a rematch. I think Oklahoma wins. Beats them twice. I think Oklahoma actually goes undefeated this year. And prediction for offensive player of the year, I'm gonna go with Rattler. Guy, if he's even half as good as they say he is, man, they are gonna be a very dangerous team. Bowles, what's your prediction?
Yeah, give me Oklahoma against Oklahoma State in the title game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't care who I offend by saying this, but Trevor Howard leads them to the promised land in the championship game, and they're going to be Big 12 champions, and he will be the offensive player of the year, Trevor Howard.
That's interesting, man. That'd be very interesting. But there you have it, folks. There's our Big 12 conference predictions.